Alright, today we're going to talk about 4 things that are on my wish list that are absolutely out of my tax bracket. Now the first thing is super hype beast. It became a trend in like the last couple years. ASAP Rocky had us in a chokehold. It's the babushka scarf look. Now the trend was mainly with this plaid Acne Studio scarf. This one's a little bit basic to me. I don't know, it's not that crazy, but the entirety of the look itself in the winter is very tough to me. Now the one they dropped, I think maybe this year, I'm not too sure, but it's definitely recent, is the Acne Studios tie-dye scarf. This thing is so nice. Now I'm usually wearing all black, so an accessory like this on top of your outfit just adds that cherry on top. But the retail price on this thing is $310. When my car payment is only a couple hundred away from a scarf, like what am I doing? I'm not buying that. I put this in my cart a couple times. I was close to sliding the checkout, but I was like, no, there's no way. Now a little story on the next one. I was a big reseller in college, but my little brother was a lot more aware of the streetwear market, so he would keep me up to date with all the upcoming drops and stuff. Now any of you that was reselling or was just into streetwear from 2016 to 2020 knew anything with CPFM, the resale was going stupid. Now the one thing that I'm talking about right now is the CPFM Air Force Ones, specifically the ones in purple. At first I was like, alright, these are kind of whack, but I was a lot more focused on Yeezy or Supreme drops, so I was kind of like whatever to this drop. But then a couple years pass by, I see a fit pic of the purple ones and I'm like, damn, these are kind of tough. But the resale price on these range anywhere from $700 of upwards to like $1,000. Anyone that buys shoes nowadays know how bad the authentication scene is right now. The new replicas coming out of China is crazy. They'll replicate the StockX tag and you can scan it to verify. The sneakerhead in me would shed a tear if I spent $500 to $700 on a pair of shoes that ended up being some reps. Now the third one is the Mason Margiela knit sweater. It's just a basic knit sweater with the OG Mason Margiela logo on it, but it's just so clean. The retail on this is over $1,000. Now there is a cheaper crewneck version of this, but something about a knitted sweater is just such an upgrade to a basic crewneck. Of course this is Margiela, so what can you expect? I'll spend a week bumming at my cousin's house in New York, and I spend all my time in Soho. Sometimes I go into those designer stores and just try everything on and then walk out. I know those Rick and Margiela employees hated me. But there was one thing that really caught my eye, and it was this trench coat from Mason Margiela. I don't know, it's just a plaid trench coat, but the proportions on it is just so nice. I feel like it'll go with any basic fit that I have, but the retail on this is over 4 racks.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Every time I come back to New York, I go to that Margiela store and I ask them about the coat, but of course I'm not going to get the answer I'm looking for. I don't know at what point in my life I could be able to justify spending $4,000 on a trench coat, but maybe the time will come. I don't know. If you enjoyed this content, like this video, drop me a comment and follow for more.